My pleasure to be presenting my company, Oriole Resources, to you. I am delighted that we've been included in, as the Mining Journal says, an exceptional investment opportunity. You be the judge of that once you've seen the presentation, but I would like to claim that it's an exceptional investment opportunity in the context of the Cameroon. Here's a nice picture of our trusty field crew in Cameroon, taken recently. The disclaimer, which everybody tells you you can read at your leisure. So the company snapshot, we're one of the many junior exploration companies listed on AIM. I guess we're one of the many exploration companies listed on AIM that has a low market cap too, symptomatic of the sector's tough times. But therein, I would also claim, lies the value. Our recent market cap, about £14 million. And we are focused on West Africa and Cameroon in particular. Our objective, like any exploration company, is to create wealth by discovering something and turning it to account by way of development and/or asset sale. Our culture is driven by a technical skill set, and we are also very much focused on social governance. Along, I think, with everybody else in the business, we want to be responsible operators. So, our focus is first of all to get hold of quality exploration ground, investigate, explore, and where successful, develop to production, operate responsibly in those countries in which we're active, and we do that with our experienced team. So we're a small team, we're a small company, we have a small team, but we have a strong technical capability. Myself, I'm a mining engineer, complemented by two geologists, Claire and David, Bob Smeaton, our CFO, Eileen Carr, well known in the industry, significant mining experience at executive board level in Africa. And most importantly, Abdul Maboji, who's our exploration manager, responsible for our projects in Cameroon and also in Senegal. He's Senegalese by birth and is a great asset for the company. So the Cameroon, I've spoken to quite a few people who've told me in the past that nobody even considered Cameroon as being a gold country. Well, we've proven them wrong because we've announced quite recently the first JORC standard gold resource in the country. And the geology is sort of sandwiched between the two cratons, the West Africa craton and the Congo craton, and indeed has major potential for gold and gold production. Given that we were a first mover effectively into the country, we've been able to acquire a significant land package of what we think is the most prospective ground. Our interests in the licenses, totaling 4,400 square kilometers, 80 to 90% thereabouts. The first project I'm going to talk about is called Bibemi, the one with the JORC resource. And then the second project I'm going to tell you about is in our central license package, and it's called Mbe, and we're very excited about its potential. Clearly, we can claim it's an underexplored jurisdiction. It has good infrastructure, roads, regional airports, power supply in many areas, and it has a modern mining code. For us, a big milestone was the announcement late last year, early this year, of a deal with BCM International, which is a well-known mining civil contractor based out of Ghana with activity, interests in West Africa, Jordan, and other parts. It's been operating in that part of the world for many decades. It's embedded in Africa, if you like, as a company, and it has a very strong focus on growing its business into Cameroon. The deal we announced with them was whereby they agreed to earn up to 50% interest in the two projects highlighted by spending up to $4 million US. We also got signature payments from them of $1.5 million in total. We remain as a technical operator under the agreement. They've provided the drilling equipment, which is good because it's at cost plus a modest amount. And we also get some success-based payments dependent upon JORC resources delineated as a result of the exploration effort. Bibemi is in the northern part, as you will have seen on that map. It's got a 12-kilometre long mineralised system. It's open at depth and northeast on strike. The system's been confirmed by drilling to at least 150 metres. We've had some impressive results and calculated a JORC resource at a $2,000 ounce gold price, pit constrained, 5.1 million tonnes for 2.3 grams per tonne, 375,000 ounces of contained gold. We're still drilling. We announced the drilling program phase 5 starting a few weeks ago, 7 kilometres of drilling. Simultaneously, we're also in the process of submitting an application for a mining license, which is to do with the cycle of mining tenure in terms of years, where we're obliged to put in for this application with the government. And indeed, it's imminent. The amount of work reflects considerable work done to date, and it's an ongoing exercise because once we have lodged the application, the government's fully aware that we're still conducting a drilling program and hoping to expand the resource. So there'll be an iterative process in the context of the studies that we've done to date and the ultimate license parameters that we can agree with them. So some of the section or A section and pit design shown there. Resource expansion potential, we believe, is good. The BZ1 MRE, Mineral Resource Estimate Zone, is clearly, as it would suggest, where the resource is at the moment, but there's good potential in BZ1 Southwest, BZ1 Northeast, and indeed other areas shown on that map where we believe there's good potential for increasing the resource, providing feed into a centrally located treatment plant with at least 1 or 2 open pits. The zone, as I mentioned, in total length is 12 kilometres, so we're hopeful that we'll increase the resource significantly, but of course it's dependent upon the drilling results. We expect to be announcing those towards the sort of latter part of this year, Q3. Now I'm going to move on to the central license package, which is a very large area of 4,000 square kilometres. Our focus has been on the Mbe project, which is probably quite hard to see in terms of looking at the top left-hand corner figure, but it's in the rectangle at the top, just next to the one with the dashed line. Where we've shown below it in the square, we've got pre-CASM, which is a World Bank-backed survey to identify gold targets in the country. We're delighted that the work that they released superimposes over the licenses that we've already got. So I think we're in the right part of the world. It's a big area, as I mentioned, and we focused on Mbe. And Mbe is shaping up to what we think could be very exciting prospect indeed. The Mbe zone is shown in the oval in the top right-hand red rectangle. There's a 12.5 kilometre zone of gold in soil anomalies. The figure at the bottom, or the legend at the bottom, the yellow filled-in areas are those where we've had anomalous gold in soil sample values, and the ones which are just a yellow outline are the watersheds that were sampled, which came back with anomalous results from sampling. You can see clearly there's a lot of targets there. There's a big trend going northeast, and it's a big land package. So what we've been able to do at Mbe is significant rock chip sampling. This photograph shows an artisanal pit which we sampled with some good grades, and indeed the rock chip sampling results on the left-hand figure. I apologise if you can't read them, but please come and visit the booth, and we'll give you all the detail in the presentation handout. But impressive results. We've focused on the Mbe-1 prospect, over 3 kilometres long. We've had high-grade results up to 257 grams per tonne gold, and we're now following up the infill soil sampling results, which we released recently, where we had some very impressive grades reported, and we're doing an additional soil sample exercise at the moment, and also some 5 kilometres of trenching. The figure on the right shows the anomalies with the sort of hot spots and the anomalous areas. Mbe-1 South, 1.15K by 0.75, and then the one at Mbe-01 North, similar large area. So the indication to us is that this is a significant discovery. It needs obviously more work, and we intend to aggressively progress the exploration activity. As I mentioned, we've got the trenching program. This gives a sort of zoom out of some of the results that we've already announced, highlights the trenching program that's underway, and that will enable us to define the targets for a planned drilling program in Q4, commencing in Q4, the maiden drilling program this year. I'm just going to touch on our other country of interest, which is Senegal, the Senala project. The Senala project's in a very good address. Senegal's got some very impressive gold resources, major activity. We have a partner called Managem, it's a Moroccan company. They recently acquired assets from IAM Gold, and IAM Gold did a significant amount of drilling on this property at Fare. We've announced our own calculated resource, JORC code, 155,000 ounces. Some time back. It doesn't incorporate the results from the IAM Gold drilling, so we're very optimistic that we would have a significantly higher resource when recalculated. Managem has now earned 59%. We have, with our partner, minority partner, a local Senegalese company, 41%, and we're about to discuss the next steps for this property. But we know it's in a good address, it's got a lot of interest around it, and holds good potential. Again, this is a busy slide on the left, but there's some very interesting large intersections, good grades, drilling summarized there. So, as I said, we hold it in high regard. I guess one of the things I'd like to highlight is we're super conscious about not diluting down value as wherever we can in the company. I know every junior has the same pressure. So the BCM deal that we did earlier in the year, where project level funding has come in, has obviously eliminated that from the point of view of diluting down at the PLC level. We intend to optimize our assets in the context of the central license package, potentially other farming in opportunities generated there. We have our partnership with BCM on Bibemi and Mbe to fund us through to a significant point of value add, and we're discussing Senala, as you've heard. So the year ahead is pregnant with news, expectation. We've got the drilling at Bibemi, We're submitting our exploitation license as we speak. We've got the infill soil sampling for M-Bay, trenching, 5K trenching program, maiden drilling expected, and more work on those other large licenses in the Eastern CLP. We do, I didn't describe it, but we do have potential for lithium, we believe, in the CLP too. So that's us. We've got a booth upstairs. Do come and talk to us if you'd like to, and we'll tell you all about the company in depth, or contact us later using the normal channels of communication. Thank you. I don't know if I've overrun or undershot, but that's great. Thank you. So enjoy the conference.